Hello students, as we have started the lesson agriculture, today we are going to study about the crops that have been grown in India, especially the grains, as well as we are also discussing about the food crops other than grains.
Now we come to maize. It is a crop which is used both as food and fodder. It is a kharif crop which requires temperature between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. It grows well in old alluvial soil. Use of HPV seeds, fertilizers and irrigation have contributed to the increasing production of maize. Major producing states are Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. It grows well in the areas of receiving 50 to 100 centimeter of rain, and in those areas which get less rain, it grows under suitable irrigation system. The next food crop that we are going to start is the millets. As you all know, millets are nothing but jawar, bajra and ragi. They are the most important millets grown in India. These are also known as coarse grain. They have high nutritional value. Let us come to first jawar, which is also known as sorghum. It is rich in potassium and phosphorus and also has good amount of calcium with small amount of iron and sodium. It is the third most important crop with respect to area of production. It is rain-fed crop mostly grown in the moist area and which hardly needs irrigation. Maharashtra is the largest producer of jawar, followed by Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Now we come to second millet, that is bajra, which is also known as pearl millet. It contains iron, phytochemicals which lowers cholesterol, folate, magnesium, copper, zinc, calcium and vitamin E and B complex, as well as 13 essential amino acids. It grows well on sandy soil and shallow black soil. Rajasthan is the largest producer of bajra, followed by Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana. Now we come to third, that is ragi, also known as finger millet. It is rich in iron, calcium and other micronutrients and roughage. Ragi grows in dry region on red, black, sandy, loamy and shallow black soils. Karnataka is the largest producer of ragi, followed by Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh. Now we come to pulses. India is the largest producer of and consumer of pulses. Pulses are important food crop because of having high protein, essential amino acids, phosphorus, minerals, vitamin C, levofloxacin, etc. Pulses need less soil moisture and can survive in dry conditions. It plays a key role in crop rotation except arha due to their ability to fix nitrogen and restore soil fertility. Among the major pulses grown in India, in the Kharif season we have arhar, moong, beans, etc. In the Rabi season we have chickpea, Bengal gram, that is also known as chana, lentil, masoor, etc. In both the Rabi and Kharif season we have urad bean, moong bean and horse gram. Now Madhya Pradesh is the largest producer of pulses, followed by Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. Haryana has the highest productivity, followed by Madhya Pradesh. The temperature required for growing pulses, it ranges from 25 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius. Then we have rainfall, all the areas which are receiving rainfall between 50 to 75 centimeter. Then soil. It can be grown on all type of soil, but dry, light soil is the best suited. Pulses is also known as the poor man's meat. Now we come to those crops that are other than grains. In this segment we have the first one, that is sugarcane. This is a tropical as well as subtropical plantation crop. Temperature required. Sugarcane needs hot and humid climate with temperature ranging between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Very high temperature is harmful for its growth, while low temperature slows its growth. It cannot withstand frost. Cool temperature is needed at the time of ripening. Rainfall. It grows best in the areas receiving 75 cm to 100 cm of rainfall. Too heavy rainfall results in low sugar content. Then we have soil. It grows well on well-drained fertile soil. It can grow on variety of soils including black, alluvial, loamy and reddish loam. Irrigation is required in the regions where that receives low rainfall. Manual labor is required from sowing to harvesting sugarcane. India is the second largest producer of this crop in the world after Brazil. It is also raw material used to manufacture sugar, gur, that is jaggery, khansari and molasses. The major sugarcane producing states are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab and Haryana. As sugarcane exhausts the fertility of the soil, hence the use of manure is essential to ensure high yields. Now we come to oilseeds. India is the largest producer of oilseeds in the world. Different oilseeds are grown covering approximately 12% of the total cropped area of the country. Main oilseeds produced in India are groundnut, mustard, coconut, sesame that is til, soya bean, castor seeds, cotton seeds, linseeds and sunflower. Most of these are edible and used as cooking medium. However, some of these are used as raw material in the production of soap, cosmetics and ointments. Groundnut is a kharif crop, accounts for half of the major oil seed produced in the country. Andhra Pradesh is the largest producer of groundnut, followed by Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Gujarat and Maharashtra. Linseed and mustard are rabi crops. Sesame is a kharif crop in the north and rabi crop in the south India. Castor seeds are grown both as rabi and kharif crop. Now we come to beverage crops. In that we have tea. This is the plantation crop. This beverage crop was introduced in India by the British almost 200 years ago. Temperature required. The tea plants grow well in tropical and subtropical climate. The bush requires warm and moist frost-free climate all throughout the year. Tea bushes need temperature of more than 25 degrees Celsius. Rainfall. Tea plants need heavy rainfall ranging between 150 cm to 250 cm. The rainfall should be well distributed throughout the year. Then we have soil. The plant requires a light loamy soil. The soil should be rich in humus and iron contained. Teas are soil exhausting crops, so frequent use of fertilizers and manure is essential. Tea is a labor intensive industry. It requires abundant cheap and skilled labor. It is processed within the tea garden to restore its freshness. Major tea producing states are Assam, hills of Darjeeling and Jalpaiguri district in West Bengal, then Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Apart from these, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Andhra Pradesh and Tripura also are the tea producing states in the country. India is leading producer as well as exporter of tea in the world. Now we come to second beverage crop, that is coffee. India produces about 4% of the world's coffee production. Indian coffee is also known in the world for its good quality. The Arabica variety, initially brought from Yemen, is produced in India. Its cultivation was introduced in India on the Baba Budan hills, and even today it is confined to the Nilgiri hills in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Karnataka is a major producer of this plantation crop, of which beans are crushed to give the beverage of a distinct flavor. Now we come to horticulture crops. India is the largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world. India is a producer of tropical as well as temperate fruits. Mangoes of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. Oranges of Nagpur and Cherrapunji, that is Meghalaya. Bananas of Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Lychees and guavas of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Pineapples of Meghalaya. Grapes of Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. Apples, pears, apricots and walnuts of Jammu Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh are in great demand worldwide. Important vegetables produced are peas, cauliflower, onion, cabbage, tomato, brinjal and potato. Some vegetables usually require less time for growth, which can be grown in Zaid season in alternation with cereals grown in Rabi and Kharif crops. Most of the fruits like banana, oranges, apples are plantation crop. That's all for today, students. Tomorrow we are going to start with the non-food crops, that is rubber. Then we are followed by cotton and jute. Today you have done the food crops along with the crop that is including grains and all those crops that are not included in grains.